This summer, I'm not chasing heat waves, I'm chasing peace. And it started with 5 things I didn't even realize were holding me back. If your home feels a little heavier than it should, if your energy fades just walking from room to room, you might be carrying more than clutter. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through a simple summer declutter checklist made just for older adults. No heavy lifting, no overwhelm, just clear, calming steps that make room for what matters most. And the best part? You won't need more than 15 minutes per area to start feeling the difference. If you've ever looked around your home and felt like your stuff is managing you rather than the other way around, you're not alone. Clutter doesn't just take up space, it takes up energy. I remember walking into my living room and feeling instantly drained, like the walls were closing in, especially in summer when the days are brighter but somehow everything felt heavier. You want to open the windows, let the fresh air in, but instead, you're surrounded by things you don't need, don't use, and maybe don't even recognize anymore. And that quiet pressure builds. But here's the good news. It doesn't take a full overhaul to feel lighter. Just a few small shifts can open up your space and your breathing room. Today, I'm sharing a simple, summer-ready declutter checklist made specifically for older adults, built around ease, safety, and peace of mind. No stress, no big cleanouts, just thoughtful steps you can take at your own pace. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, doable plan to lighten your home and lift your energy one small space at a time. Whether you start with a drawer or a whole room, every step you take brings you closer to a calmer, more comfortable home. 1. Entryway/drop zone. Let's start where clutter begins, your entryway. The front door, the back door, that one chair where everything gets dropped. It's the first thing you see when you walk in, and yet, it's often the last thing we think to clean up. Think about it. How many times have you set something down just for a second, only to realize it's been sitting there for weeks? Old mail, receipts, coupons that expired months ago, a shopping bag from a store you forgot you went to, and somehow, they just blend into the background. We stop seeing them, but we still feel the weight. I used to walk into my home and immediately feel like I was behind on something. A bill I hadn't opened, a donation bag I never dropped off, shoes I kept tripping over but never moved. It was like my home was asking something of me before I even had a chance to exhale. So here's the first step, clear the drop zone. Set a timer for 10 minutes. That's all. No marathon organizing session, just 10 minutes to look around your entryway and ask one simple question. Do I use this? Or is it just taking up space? Start with the floor. Shoes you haven't worn in months. Can they go in a closet? Or maybe it's time to donate a few pairs that pinch your toes, or don't offer support anymore. As we get older, comfort and safety should come first. Your entryway should invite you in, not trip you up. Next, hit the surfaces. That pile of mail. Recycle what you don't need. Put bills in one folder, and drop junk mail straight in the trash. If you haven't touched it in the past 2 weeks, chances are you won't miss it. Now check for the oddball items, umbrellas, gloves from winter, reusable shopping bags that have multiplied overnight. Keep what you actually use. Tuck the rest away, or let it go. And don't forget the little surprises. You won't believe what I found buried behind my coat rack last summer. A birthday card I meant to send 3 years ago, still sealed. I had completely forgotten. It was a good laugh, but also a little reminder. Clutter isn't just stuff. It's delayed decisions, lingering tasks, emotional noise. Clearing this one small space, the space that greets you every single day, can shift your entire mindset. It tells your brain, you're home now, you're safe, you're in control. And the best part? Once you feel that clarity at the door, you'll want to keep going. One drawer, one corner, one peaceful change at a time. 2. Summer clothing. Let's move to your closet, specifically, your summer clothing. This is the perfect time to retire anything that no longer fits your lifestyle, your body, or your comfort. I'm not just talking about things that are out of style. I'm talking about clothes that make your life harder. That blouse that needs ironing every time. Those sandals that dig into your heel. The pants that used to fit but now sit in the back, making you feel guilty every time you see them. Let's give ourselves some grace here. As we age, our bodies change. Our priorities shift. And honestly, so should our wardrobes. Getting dressed should feel easy, not like a negotiation. If it pinches, pulls, rides up, or wears you out before you even leave the house, It's not serving you. Here's a simple rule I use, the one-season rule. If you didn't wear it last summer, you probably won't wear it this summer either. And that's okay. That dress may have once been a favorite. That shirt might still have the tags on it. But if it's just taking up space and silently whispering, maybe one day, it's time to let it go. And here's the part no one tells you. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you're making room for who you are now, not who you were 10 years ago. Pull out your summer clothes and sort them into 3 simple piles. Keep, comfortable, easy to care for, fits your current lifestyle. Let go. Anything you didn't wear last year, or that causes discomfort. Unsure. Put these in a bin or bag. And if you don't reach for them in the next 30 days, they go too. This doesn't have to be an all-day project. Do it in short bursts. Maybe just tops today, bottoms tomorrow. Or do a one hanger at a time sweep. Pull something out. Hold it in your hands. And ask, does this still make me feel good? If not, thank it and pass it along. When I did this, I found a pair of linen pants I used to love. Soft, light, easy. I hadn't worn them in years because I'd gained a little weight and told myself they were off limits. But then I tried them on and they fit. Just a little tighter. But they still made me feel like me. I kept those. And I let go of 3 skirts I'd been holding on to out of guilt, not love. This process is not just about clothes. It's about releasing old versions of ourselves that no longer serve who we are becoming. It's about making space in your closet and in your life for comfort, ease, and joy. And let's be honest, getting dressed in the morning should feel like a breath of fresh air, not a battle. A simplified wardrobe isn't boring, it's freedom. Every piece earns its place. Every choice is easy, and every morning feels just a little lighter. 3. Kitchen countertops. Let's head to the heart of the home, the kitchen, specifically the countertops. Because here's the truth, clear surfaces create calm. And in a space where we prepare our food, start our mornings, or sit down for a quiet cup of tea, calm matters. If your counters are constantly cluttered with appliances, containers, or mystery mail, you're not alone. It happens slowly. One extra toaster, a blender you swore you'd use more, that pile of vitamins you mean to organize. Before you know it, your kitchen feels like a work zone instead of a peaceful, functional space. But here's the good news. This is one of the easiest spots in your home to reset, and the impact is immediate. Start by asking yourself, what do I use every single day? That's what earns a place on your counter. For most of us, that might be a coffee maker, a kettle, maybe a small basket with your morning meds. The rest? It can go in a cabinet, on a shelf, or in some cases, out of the house altogether. Here's my rule, daily use stays. Occasional use gets stored, and never used gets donated. I once had a giant food processor sitting in the corner of my counter for 6 years. I used it twice, and both times, I spent more time cleaning it than actually cooking with it. It took up space, gathered dust, and quietly reminded me of all the recipes I never made. Wait till you hear this. I finally let it go last summer, and I haven't missed it once. Not once. You know what I replaced it with? A simple fruit bowl. Now, instead of guilt, I walk into my kitchen and see fresh peaches. Joyful, simple, easy. And speaking of fruit bowls, clear off your surfaces until you see the actual counter again. Wipe it down. Run your hand across it. Feel that clean space. That's what freedom feels like. You're not just clearing a countertop, you're clearing mental clutter too. Be gentle with yourself. You don't have to do the whole kitchen in a day. Start with one corner, one appliance, one decision. Here's a tip that works wonders. Create a maybe box. Anything you're unsure about, put it in the box and store it out of sight. Mark the date. If you haven't reached for it in 30 days, you probably won't. And if letting go feels hard, remember this, you're not throwing things away. You're making room for what truly supports your life today. You're choosing ease. You're choosing clarity. You're choosing peace in the place where you nourish yourself. So next time you walk into your kitchen, imagine how different it feels when everything has a place. And that place isn't your countertop. Because when your surfaces are clear, your mind follows. And peace, my friend, often starts with the simplest things. Mark 4. Bathroom cabinets. Now let's step into a space we often overlook, our bathroom cabinets. Take a moment and open yours. What do you see? Expired medications? Old skincare jars with cracked lids? Lotions you used once, 5 years ago, because someone gave them to you as a gift? You're not alone. Bathroom cabinets have a sneaky way of collecting things we no longer need, but keep just in case. And over time, that clutter doesn't just take up physical space. It takes up mental space. Every time you reach for something useful, your eyes pass over 10 things that aren't. It creates visual noise, decision fatigue, even a sense of low-level stress without us realizing it. Here's the truth. If it's expired and used, or makes you hesitate every time you see it, it's time to let it go. Start with medications. This is a big one, especially for seniors. Check the dates. Even over-the-counter pain relievers, cold meds, and vitamins can expire. Expired medications not only lose effectiveness, they can also be harmful if taken past their date. And please, don't just toss old pills in the trash or flush them. Call your local pharmacy or senior center and ask about safe medication disposal programs. Many communities offer drop-off locations or special collection days just for this purpose. It's a simple step that protects your health and the environment. Next, move to skincare and personal care items. That eye cream from 3 birthdays ago? If it smells funny or has separated, out it goes. Half-used bottles of shampoo you didn't like. Hotel samples you never touched. Makeup you forgot you owned. They're just clutter in disguise. Here's a quick rule of thumb. If it hasn't touched your skin in the past 6 months, it doesn't need to live in your cabinet anymore. Instead, keep only what you actually use. A gentle cleanser, your favorite lotion, maybe a few daily essentials. When you open the cabinet, you should see things you trust, not things that make you feel overwhelmed or guilty. When I did this recently, I found 3 separate bottles of arthritis cream, all half empty. One was expired. One had barely been used. The last one, still good. I kept that. Tossed the rest. It seems like such a small decision. But now, every time I reach into that cabinet, I know exactly where things are. And more importantly, I feel at ease. Here's one more tip. Use small containers or baskets to group similar items. Medications in one, skincare in another, dental supplies in their own space. It's easier on the eyes and on the hands. And don't rush. This isn't about creating a magazine-perfect bathroom. It's about creating a space that supports you, one that feels calm, safe, useful. Because in these small daily rituals, brushing your teeth, washing your face, taking your meds, how you feel in your space matters just as much as what you do in it. And when your cabinets are cleared and your mind is uncluttered, even the most ordinary routines start to feel a little more peaceful. So take 10 minutes, one shelf at a time. You're not just making space in your bathroom. You're making space to breathe, to feel good, to care for yourself on your terms. 5. Outdoor items/patio. Let's step outside for a moment. Into your yard, your patio, your porch. Whether it's a small balcony or a wide garden, this space should be your little piece of calm. A place to breathe deeply, sip your morning coffee, or just feel the warmth on your face. But all too often, it turns into a storage unit without us even noticing. A broken planter in the corner, a rusted chair that hasn't been sat in for years, gardening tools leaning in a pile, wind chimes tangled from the last storm, a plastic bin with mystery items from a project you forgot you started. Sound familiar? You don't have to do much to make your outdoor space feel peaceful, but you do have to let go of what's getting in the way. Start by looking around with fresh eyes. Walk out your door as if you're a guest seeing your space for the first time. What feels inviting? And what feels neglected? If a chair has rusted bolts or wobbly legs, let it go. Safety always comes first, especially outdoors, where surfaces can be uneven. If a pot is cracked or the paint's peeled off beyond repair, it's okay to thank it for its service and move on. Now, tackle those someday items. The faded garden decorations, the broken bird feeder, the stack of unused patio cushions that never get aired out. Ask yourself, is this supporting the kind of outdoor life I actually enjoy, or just reminding me of what I haven't done? You don't need a magazine-perfect patio. You just need a clean chair, a little shade, and a space that feels yours. One where you can sit with a glass of iced tea, watch the birds, and feel the quiet settle in. Here's a simple rule I like to follow. If you wouldn't use it today, it doesn't need to be here tomorrow. And don't forget small touches. Sometimes decluttering means clearing space for beauty. Add a fresh plant, a soft pillow, a little table where you can set down a book or a mug. These aren't luxuries, they're invitations. Invitations to enjoy your own space again. One of the most powerful changes I made last summer was simply clearing off a small corner of my patio, dusting off an old chair, and placing a small pot of lavender beside it. That became my morning coffee spot. 10 minutes. Quiet. Birds in the background. No clutter, no guilt, no to-do list waiting around the corner. Just peace. You deserve that too. So today, give yourself permission to release the broken and the burdened. You don't need to keep things out of obligation. Keep only what brings ease, function, or joy. Your outdoor space is not a dumping ground. It's your breathing room. And sometimes, clearing that space outside opens up just as much peace inside. 6. Sentimental clutter. Let's talk about one of the hardest areas to declutter. The sentimental stuff. The photos, the letters, the souvenirs, the baby shoes. The things that hold memories, love, and sometimes grief. These aren't just objects. They're moments, people, pieces of our story. So if you've struggled with this part, please hear this. You are not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to let go of everything. Summer is a season of lightness, a time to release what's heavy and make room for ease. That doesn't mean we erase the past. It means we choose what to carry forward, gently, intentionally. Here's a simple starting point. Choose just one small box. Don't open every drawer, every photo album, or every keepsake all at once. That's too much for anyone. Pick one box, maybe something that's been sitting in the back of a closet, and sit with it. One by one, hold each item in your hand and ask, does this bring me peace? Does it spark joy or guilt, love, or sadness I'm not ready to carry every day? Sometimes, we keep things not because we cherish them, but because we feel we should. We don't want to forget, or disappoint someone, or face the feeling of change. But here's the truth. Your memories don't live in things. They live in you. You can release the item and still keep the memory. You can take a photo of a special note, write down the story behind an object, or share it with a family member who might appreciate it more now than you do. When I did this, I found a box of cards from when I retired. So many kind words, some from coworkers I hadn't spoken to in years. I kept 3, the ones that made my chest warm when I read them again. The rest, I whispered a quiet, thank you, and let them go. That box felt 10 pounds lighter after that, and so did I. The goal here isn't to have 0 sentimental items. The goal is to choose them with love and clarity, to make space for the right things, the things that still speak to you. Maybe it's your wedding photo, a recipe card in your mother's handwriting, a seashell from that perfect vacation. Keep those. Display them if you can. Let them bring light into your daily life, instead of being buried in a forgotten box. And if you're not ready today, that's okay too. Just choose one box, one drawer, one memory. You don't have to rush. The process is just as important as the result. Because when we gently let go of the past we no longer need to carry, we give ourselves a lighter, more spacious present. And in this season of warmth and light, that's the kind of space you deserve. I started this checklist after I tripped over an old fan I hadn't used in 5 summers. It seemed harmless, just sitting in the corner. But that tiny stumble was a wake-up call. Clutter isn't just inconvenient. It can be unsafe. Especially as we get older, our homes should support us, not challenge us. That moment made me realize how much of what we keep is quietly working against us, blocking pathways, collecting dust, or just adding stress we don't need. So I began to let go, one item at a time. And with each small decision, I felt lighter, clearer, safer. You don't have to wait for a wake-up call. Start now, with one shelf, one drawer, one forgotten fan. Your peace and safety are worth it. Now, every corner of my home feels a little lighter. I can move easier, think clearer, and start my mornings without distractions tugging at me from every direction. It's not about living with less. It's about living with intention, making space for the things that truly matter: comfort, safety, peace of mind. When your home supports your season of life, not your past you, feel it in every step you take. And the best part? It doesn't take a full renovation. Just a few thoughtful changes, one area at a time. What's one space in your home that could use a summer refresh? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear, and I just might feature it in my next video. And if this inspired you to clear even one corner of your home, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple, satisfying wins designed for life after 60, because a lighter home can lead to a lighter heart.